Hello Capricorn and welcome to your Star Structure general reading. We're going to pull 8 cards and then after we pull 8 cards we're going to pull clarifiers for every single card just to get a bigger picture of what's going on. So first of all, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting me with your cards. Okay, off the bat we got a whole pile that came out. This might be your whole... It's 8 cards. It's your whole reading. That's going to save us a couple minutes. All right. Interesting. All right. It looks like maybe we're feeling a little lonely or not meeting eye to eye with somebody. To start off the reading, we have the Two of Cups, but it's reverse. We're going to pull some clarifiers for that right now. So, eclipse season just ended last night. I'm putting a cheat sheet down below, so you can look at your rising sign and see where Scorpio hones in your chart, just to see how this full moon Scorpio eclipse, is going to affect you. It's not the best time for manifesting things, but it is a good time to release things. Or just be grateful for things, but not a good time for manifestation. We're going to pull one more clarifier for this. Perfect. All right. I think this is the Queen of Cups. Okay. So, first of all, with the Two of Cups, but it's reversed. You're not seeing eye to eye with somebody, or maybe you're just feeling a little frustrated that you're not lucky in love right now. Whoever, if you are with somebody, you might not be seeing eye to eye with them. Things aren't in the best, case scenario that they could be in. Or if you're, trying to play the field right now, it's not really working out in your favor, and that can be a little frustrating. It's keeping you from doing a lot of things. It's keeping you from being creative. We have the art card, but it's reverse. You don't need anybody else to influence you to let your creativity flow. Maybe even like taking up a creative endeavor will really help you get past this. Will be like very therapeutic, and maybe will help you see things from another person's perspective so you can better get along. I know not the easiest for a Capricorn. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, like maybe some money like issue, or like you're trying to like bring in a little bit more money into your life. Like literally you're like on a snail and you're like biting into a pentacle. It's like, I'm going out there, I'm gonna make some more money, but you're on a snail, so it's like a slow pace. You're like trying to figure out a different way to bring in some more financial or just regular abundance into your life. And then we have the Queen of Cups. So this is reminding you to just be a little bit more vulnerable. I know that you're having this issue with whomever, where you're not seeing eye to eye, but maybe you need to see things from a different standpoint. Like this art card is reverse. It's from a different standpoint. So maybe this is just like inviting you to see things from a different perspective. Maybe consider everybody's perspectives within this party, right? Then we have the Hierophant. That is a very Cap card. We have the Hierophant, which is just reminding me reminding you really, to stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. Even if you see things from a different point of view, like, yeah, maybe don't be so stubborn, but get back in line with your values. Try to figure out what is important to you. What is important to you, where you are going to set your boundaries. Where you're going to set your boundaries with whatever is happening here. Let's pull some clarifiers for that. We have the Six of Cups. Interesting. Let's pull a couple more. Let's see what's going on here. I'm really seeing oh my gosh. Look at this stack that came out. Look at this. Bing. Oh, it's only 4 cards. That's not bad. Okay. We have the Fool card. All right. Starting something new. Starting a different path. We have the Devotee of Pentacles. Interesting. Again, that's like you giving birth to something new that's going to bring you some abundance. We have the Goof of Cups. And then we have adjustment. Okay, so I think that you need to be a little bit more vulnerable. Like, also look at this Six of Cups card that came out. I think you just need to be open to being more vulnerable and making adjustments. Making adjustments so that you and whoever this person is starts seeing eye to eye. It looks like you're like not making yourself very vulnerable. You're just like very rigid in your boundaries and you're just like, this is the way it's going to be. But starting to look at things from this new perspective and being a little bit more vulnerable in this situation is really going to help you make the adjustments you need to better come into your power, okay? Then we have the Sun reverse, which is like, ooh, what's going on there? Something's keeping you from your abundance. Something's keeping you from coming into your like ultimate power and like reaping all the benefits of your life. Like, look at the sun upright. It's like, woohoo, happy days. Everything's amazing. The sun's out, all this abundance around me. I'm on a horse. I'm naked. I have no care in the world. But it's reversed. Like, something is stopping you from that. Maybe you feel like being vulnerable in this situation is going to take away some of your light, take away some of your like power, but that's not the way that it goes. Seeing things from somebody else's perspective doesn't necessarily mean that you're breaking your boundaries. Sometimes we'll be just like a little too stubborn. And we think that considering anybody else's point of view is stepping over our own boundary or is like taking away our light. And I see you very much doing that. We have the Master of Cups again. Just like make yourself open to being vulnerable in this situation. Maybe really hearing this person out before discarding whatever they're going through. We have a lot of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 cards, but we're going to take them all. In all the past readings, I mean, I've only done 2 before this. I've just been reading all of the cards that have been coming out because I just feel like right now we need like some extra guidance. And if anything is just coming out, like, we're just going to read it. Like, it's just very topsy-turvy energy out there right now. We just finished eclipse season. Thank goodness. We're still in Merc and Ret. So don't make like don't sign anything until the 16th of next month. I know you're like, that is forever. Is it next month? Actually, I think it's this month. 16th. I don't know. Okay. Here we go. Just discard what I just said. Here we go. The date part. Okay. We have the Knight of Cups, but it's reversed. I feel like it's conflicting for you to be vulnerable in this situation. We have the Hermit card. I see you just like digging your heels into the sand and like not letting any room for seeing anybody else's point of view or, you know, any room for growth there. We have the Lovers card. This could be an issue with somebody that you love very much. But again, the Hanged Man, like you need to see things from their perspective. You really need to take it in, like have a conversation with them. Like, what does this look like for you? Because I'm having trouble seeing it from your standpoint. We have the 8 of Swords. Like this is you juggling all these different thoughts, ideas in your head, or maybe having that conversation. And it could be very difficult for you because look at all these different eyes. It's like seeing things from different perspectives all over this person's body and juggling all these swords. It's like you just feel really conflicted. It's really hard for you to see things from this person's standpoint, but I just invite you to be vulnerable as you are listening to this person and what they are going through. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles, but it's reverse, which is, you know, kind of a troubling card. So here it's like, ooh, I should be reaping the fruits of my labor, right? But this pentacle that I got over here is just slipping through this little basket that I have because this basket isn't sturdy. It has all these holes, but it's reversed. So like I feel like if you are open to what is going on here and you come from a vulnerable standpoint, it will better help you catch what this person is like, what this person's going through. Okay, because it seems like a little messy here. Here we go. Here we go. It's like equal give and take in money. Equal give and take in money. Like, look, I'm giving you money and then I'm going to give you money. But things need to be fair. Things need to be fair. We have this scale there. So only give as much as you're getting back, right? Okay. Let's put some cards on there. Let's see what's up. Ooh, that wanted to come out bad. Okay, the Emperor reverse. Interesting. I can't wait to pull more cards for this. This is coming out really interesting. Okay. This, oh my God. We have the Six of Pentacles literally on the Six of Pentacles. Like, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. I'm super thirsty. I'm sorry. I can't think without water. Yes. All right. So yeah, it seems like this has to do with freaking money. There's really an emphasis on some coins here. Like maybe you're having a disagreement on money. And it's just like, okay, whatever this money problem is, you just need to make sure that there's an equal give and take here. Somebody's not putting in more than they're getting back. Let's see. Oh God, another pile. We have the Devotee of Swords. It's like, yeah, this conversation just needs to happen. You need to bury the hatchet. Whatever this conversation is, it's been avoided. And you just kind of have to go in. You just kind of have to go in. And out of this conversation is going to come a transformation, right? We have the butterfly. Like a whole metamorphosis is going to happen out of this conversation. We have the Eight of Pentacles here. It's like this conversation is going to be hard work. It's going to feel like almost like you haven't had the conversation because you feel like it's just going to be like things that you've already heard before that you don't want to hear. And it's just going to seem like work. It's going to seem like hard work to have this conversation, but it's just like kind of something that needs to happen. You need to take action in having this conversation. We have the Goof of Wands, which is the action card, but it's like the beginning card of like taking action. And then we have the Ten of Cups. It's like, if you have this conversation, like a lot of things are going to come to light. Like, look at this. Amazing. Ten of Cups is wish fulfillment. Just go in with an open mind, go in ready to receive. And also let the other person know what you're going through too. You have to make yourself vulnerable. It is a pattern here. You really need to make yourself vulnerable in this situation, okay? And just get all your cards out on the table and figure out where to go from there. We have the Tower. It's like this conversation is going to happen. And it's not going to be easy, but it's all going to come to the forefront. And I mean, that is really a great card to get. I know the Tower seems like so scary. But it all has to come out. It all has to regurgitate. And then after the Tower comes the Star. Like, then you can heal after everything is said and done. But this Tower moment just has to happen. It seems like it's like been brewing, but it just really has to happen. Okay, let's put one more card on that. Okay, 2 cards came out. So, we have, interesting, okay, we have the Master of Wands. Okay, so out of this Tower, like a lot of action is going to come out. A lot of action is going to come out that's been avoided. We have the Seven of Swords. This is really going to reveal a lot of truths. This Tower moment, this conversation, like literally swords, like talking, right? Thoughts. Like this conversation is going to be very revealing. It's going to be very revealing. And this conversation has just been long overdue. We have the Four of Swords here. Somebody's meditating on their thoughts. Like all of this has kind of been brewing for a while, it seems, or just like certain thoughts have been avoided in being shared. I know it doesn't really make sense, but I'm sure you understand. And they just need to come to light, like, so you both can get on the same page, okay? I don't know if this is a work situation or it could just be a friend or a loved one, whomever, right? And then we have the Wheel. It's like scary. It's like, where do we go from here? Like everything has toppled down. Everything has toppled down. Where do we go from here? Who knows? The Wheel. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Ace of Swords, like using your voice. Maybe having this moment will invite you to be more transparent from now on and using your voice as soon as things happen. And it's a good thing. Like, there's a crown at the top of this sword, and then there's even a laurel. Like, it's a good thing. And out of this, like, messy, cloudy energy comes clarity, right? Like, that hand is so clear. And it's like, these are my thoughts. These are my thoughts. I'm not keeping them in the dark any longer. I'm not keeping them in that mystery energy any longer. They're just at the forefront, and this is what's up. Okay. Okay. We have the Five of Pentacles. Interesting. I don't know if I said this, but I'm going to have a cheat sheet below with your rising sign to see how this Scorpio full moon affected you in your chart. If you don't know what time you were born, then you can't figure out your rising sign. But if you don't know what your rising sign is, just leave a comment down below and I'll be happy to help you. Find your rising sign, like this video, leave me a comment. It doesn't have to be anything wild. You can just be like, thank you. And I would appreciate that seriously so much. And subscribe if you haven't. I read cards every 2 weeks. I read cards every 2 weeks. You know what? Let's take them all. I read cards every 2 weeks. A love reading or a general reading for every single sign. Okay. So we have the Five of Pentacles, feeling a little stuck. Feeling a little stuck, a little stagnant in money. And then we have the Eight of Cups. You're not walking away from something. I feel like that's just a stubborn energy. You're being stubborn in some certain way of yours. And then we have the Three of Wands, which kind of is telling me like you need to burn a bridge. You need to, like, this stable foundation that you have doesn't really serve you anymore, and you kind of need to just start over. You kind of just need to start over. We have the Four of Cups. Maybe you're being a little too greedy or gluttonous in something. Like the universe is like, here's your cup. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to drink it all. And I'm going to... And then we have Vitality. This card's wild. It's like, what is going on there? Am I right? We have Vitality, and then we have the Two of Swords. So you need to make a decision here. And I feel like whatever, I think it's interesting. Two of Swords on top of the Ace of Swords. There's progression. That's good. Yeah, like I feel like you need to make a decision here, and you just kind of need to stick to your decision. I think it's interesting that this person is like they have their mind like open, right? They're like, what am I going to do here? Let me see. And then they have like they have like a peace sign, but also, what is that? Almost like scissors. Two little swords, scissors. Like maybe cutting something out of their life that wasn't working for them anymore. And I almost want to know that, to me, and I've never noticed this before, this little pattern here almost looks like chains. It's like you've been chained to thinking a certain way, or maybe chained to not making yourself very vulnerable. And being vulnerable, and like something needs to change here. Something needs to change here. Like this foundation isn't working for you anymore. You have to just start over from the beginning, and that's very scary. That is very scary for you. Just because where you are right now in your life is so comfortable, and not even that it's comfortable, it's just that you're so used to it being that way, and you're scared you're going to lose control. You're scared you're going to lose control by having this conversation or making yourself vulnerable. We have the King of Wands, but it's reversed, like you're not completely coming into your power. You're not taking action on something. Let's put some clarifiers on there. Let's see what's up. Okay. Three of Cups. I see you have to work with somebody, but you're being resistant to working with somebody, or just being vulnerable with somebody, really. You're like, all this repetition of being vulnerable. Capricorns don't like to be vulnerable. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for trusting me with your reading. I mean it. Okay, let's see what's up here. We have the Master of Swords, and we have the Five of Swords. Okay. Oop. Yeah, I see you're scared to take action because like your thoughts are really getting the best of you. Like sometimes whatever this is like keeps you up at night. It's really like ruling your mind right now. And it's just like really frustrating. It's really like running the show. We have the Five of Swords over here. Oh, look how gnarly this card is. It's like, oh, I have all these thoughts right now and I don't know what to do with them. And I'm like literally crying over these thoughts here. Your thoughts are like controlling this situation. Your thoughts are controlling this situation, and it's like you kind of just have to step out of that. Like stop ruminating. Stop ruminating, like stop thinking about what could happen and instead like take action to see what could actually happen instead of thinking what could happen. Does that make sense? I hope it does. We have the Eight of Pentacles again. It's like working, but like something isn't working out. It's like you're still scared of taking action. We have the Two of Wands. This is making a decision and sticking to it, picking a path. Okay, we had the Two of Swords earlier. Now we have the Two of Wands. You have to pick a path. Let's pull another clarifier too on that. Oh my God. Okay. We have the Master of Pentacles, but it's reverse. I see like there's a bunch of like abundance that could come into your life as long as you pick a path, but you're like not picking a path. You like have this conversation, this big like thing that has to happen, and you're focusing a little too much on that and focusing on what could happen within that instead of having that conversation. And so you're like stopping yourself from even having abundance because you're just honing in all your energy on this conversation that hasn't even happened yet. And then like once this conversation happens, if things like don't entirely work out for you and you're just going to be like so frustrated, you're not even worried about like where to go next in your life. You're just like lollygagging on this conversation. You're like too focused. You're letting it consume you. You're letting it consume you. Do we even need another card for that? I mean, I've been doing this, so let's just pick one. All right. Ooh, 2 cards. Let's take them. See? Oh my God. This is you lollygagging. You're like crying over these 3 cups here. When there's these 2 cups over here, you don't even want to look at because you're like, no, I'm too busy crying over these 3 cups. I can't believe this happened. Oh, woe is me, woe is me. You're like stuck in this energy. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles, which I love. It's like, okay, instead of letting this rule you, you just need to have this conversation. You need to have this tower moment. Just kind of embrace the chaos right now. And then take like a big step back with your mind, body, your mind, body, and spirit, right? Like check in with all of those. See where you're going and then go. Okay? And then go. All right? And then go. Okay, we have the Pixikins Daily Inspiration deck. We're going to pull a card from there. That just wanted to come out so bad. Okay, we have whether you think you can or cannot, you're right either way. Doesn't a Capricorn love to hear it? Whether you think you can or cannot, you're right either way. I feel like this is something my mom would say. And it's a Capricorn reading. How funny. I love you, Mom. Whether you think you can or you cannot, you're right either way. That's a tough one. I don't even know what to do with that. I guess it's like you don't know until you try. You just don't know until you try, Aquarius. Again, I'm going to put the cheat sheet down below for the lunar eclipse that we had yesterday, full moon in Scorpio. by your rising sign. If you don't know what your rising sign is, go ahead and leave me a comment. I will help you figure that out. As long as you know what time you were born. If you don't know what time you were born, I'm sorry. There is no way that we can find that out. I hope that you are very kind to yourself. I hope that you only spend so much time in here and that you just open yourself to being vulnerable and, you know, don't fear the Reaper. Don't fear this Tower moment. It's really all going to be okay. And remember, at the end of the day, you still have yourself. And just be kind to yourself, Capricorn. I love you so much, and I'll see you in another 2 weeks with your love reading. Okay, XOXO.